Alright, guys. So, welcome back to the last and third part of my Minecraft World Tour. I am your local real estate agent. Um, yeah, so I know you guys waited for this for longer than Avatar 2 fans waited for Avatar. Yeah, so here we go. All 10 of you that watched the last ones, I hope you enjoy this one as well. So today I'm going to take you guys through kind of the stuff that I don't have as complete and just like the little things that are all over the world that I had ambitions to finish or like I got bored doing the main project, so I worked on other stuff. So start with the Sand Kingdom that I started on. That's probably the most built. As you can see, I was going to separate it with this little stream here, and I was slowly buffing that out and I was going to build a bunch of trees along the edge there. So then this main road comes in into what was going to be a bunch of fields. I was also kind of thinking about making this an old battlefield, maybe, as if the two kingdoms fought in this sandy area or something like that. But anyway, so I did some palm trees by hand. Obviously, these don't spawn regularly. I was trying to mimic more Middle Eastern style fields, maybe even Egyptian, Arabic, whatever. So this is just a little farmer's house, storage house thing, and then I was gonna have fields go like connecting to this big wall, pretty much all the way that way. But this is as far as I got, which is fine. Something I thought that was kind of cool, or my idea originally was to have this all be like an ancient walled city, but maybe they no longer need the wall and it went into disrepair, or they were conquered and they stopped. Like the old dynasty or kingdom that owned the wall built it doesn't use it anymore, so it's in disrepair. So the main walkthrough to the city is through this wall ruins, which I thought was kind of a cool touch. See, it's kind of a destroyed section. The main road goes through it. I'm gonna have another road coming through here eventually, and again, hopefully this will all be fields someday. But that's boring, just like me. Um, these were I was trying to do maybe date trees, something a little different, because just palm trees we get pretty boring throughout here. My main goal was to make the city feel super congested and tight, like have all the buildings connected together, give it that real populated, busy, building heavy city feel. This is something that I was experimenting with as well, as a little windmill that's not Western, French, Belgian, English themed. I was trying to do a more Middle Eastern windmill, so they could turn their grain into flour and whatever. The theme, I tried to keep the theme pretty consistent throughout what I did here. Flat roofs, some domes. I liked the orange terracotta clay. Those were pretty cool blocks. Try to do the same thing as that I did in the other town, is kind of make it feel lived in a little bit and have some cool like unique features. Make it so every street doesn't feel exactly the same and like there's a noticeable difference. So over here is the entryway. It's not as dense. It's a little more rural, maybe like more of a suburb, I guess. And then as you come through closer to the mosque, it's going to get a little bit more dense. Maybe some bigger houses of city officials, whatever, that kind of stuff. Some more market stalls, as if people were selling stuff on the side of the street. Again, more kind of as you get closer, deeper in here, it gets a little more dense. As you can see, there's not a whole lot here yet. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not anywhere compared to the other city or whatever. The terrain hasn't been buffed out as much either. It's kind of rough, but obviously that road would go off that way, and I'd have to clear out that savanna biome and kind of make it more sandy. To continue, this one's like one of the only furnished buildings. It's a little bakery market, it looks like, which is kind of neat. Again, super tight little alleyways and walkways and streets. Bunny infestation. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the city. So this building here, I kind of wanted to do a library. an open air library since it would never rain here and it's super dry. The books wouldn't need to be inside. It was my thought. I don't know about real life. I don't live in the Middle East, so this is my take on like a Library of Alexandria kind of thing. I thought it would look kind of cool. It would be a big building, like a temple or a big structure as a focal point in the thing. And I was building a little garden around it, give some greenery because it was getting a little monotone out here. Just like me, I'm monotone. And then this is what started it all, actually, is I wanted to build a mosque. So I looked at pictures of famous mosques and the big ornate mosques in the Middle East, and the Mosque of Damascus was one that I really thought looked unique and super ornate. So I kind of tried to mimic that in Minecraft. So this is what I built first, actually. It's missing a lot. The actual one's way more ornate and has a little bit more going on in the courtyard. But it's basically the same layout, similar structure and layout. Really cool, really gorgeous building. And then this is the main building, and I'm not sure exactly what's in there. I'm not, whatever. I also have never been inside of a mosque before, but something I thought might be cool is a reflective floor. So, mimicked the floor and the ceiling to make it look like it's a really shiny temple floor. Alright, day 2 of my super boring world tour. Don't worry, it's almost over. So yeah, you can see it didn't get very far. A lot of work to be done if I want to continue this. This one's a little harder for me to stay motivated because it's so monotone and there's so much to do, so it's a little daunting. This is the newest section that I just kind of worked on a little bit. It's going to be a bazaar market. I'm going to try to put market stalls all the way through here. Maybe do some banners and whatnot going over the top, make it seem kind of African-esque maybe. I was also thinking about doing an inside, like a indoor market as well for this build, but I'd have to move some stuff around, obviously. But just give it a little market square. You can have some stalls here and then another road going out, so the trade would happen right in the city gates rather than having traders come all the way through the town. You can see there's skeletons of structures that are going to be built someday. And then this is another thing I just recently added, is a little castle that's connected to the old wall. So maybe this is the remnants of whatever military exists for this kingdom. Maybe they don't maintain the wall anymore. They're not as war focused, but now they do still have a little bit of a presence, something to deter attackers or conquerors. I was trying to figure out how to make the mountains look not boring. The gray of the stone with the mixture of the sand color did not sit well with me, so I'm trying a more red terracotta look. And I think I kind of like it. It would need to be more throughout to be, it would need to have a lot more area covered in it to make it look good, but it's a start, and I was just kind of messing around with colors. So inside the castle here, it's your main gates. I think it's kind of cool because I made it a diagonal, and you go straight up into here. This is your central courtyard. You got a little fountain, because of course I do. This is a warehouse where they would store whatever. A little blacksmith for weapons, tools, armor, whatever. And here is the one and only way into the walls right now. This actually goes up into the main tower that looks out over the wall. Wow, that is really bright. Oh my goodness. Into the wall and over the desert. You can see the other city over there in a little bit. It's rendering in. And then this is the only way up under the wall through that tower. I kind of fleshed out the walls a little bit. Kind of did them a little bit in the style of like a medieval RPG game, or kind of like Lord of the Rings-esque, like when they're defending Helm's Deep. The crate's all up on the wall, and it's nice and wide with some shoot points. I don't know. I like the aesthetic of the desert, medieval or Middle Eastern wall war thing. Here's a little guard post or covered shooting gallery. And then it goes over here. I think right here's the other way up right now. It's just a little staircase that leads off over the stables, I believe. Yeah, so these are the main stables, and that's just a little walkway. That's how you would get onto the wall. This is the main staircase that goes up into the castle keep. Still a work in progress. I think I finally roofed it all in, but it's not. It needs a lot of interior, and it still needs some. Yeah, still has towers in the back and a walk or a gallery behind here that needs to be finished, but it's all a work in progress. My thought was this would be the dining room, maybe the entry hall, where soldiers would eat and converse. This was a watchtower, shooting tower. Eventually, this will be another way under the wall, onto this section of the wall, and then you'd cross through there. As you can see, the wall doesn't continue this way, so it's going to be a section that way and then a section that way. You can't get up there on my storage warehouse thing. I kind of like the shape of this one. It's not as grand as the other castle, but I like the idea of the keep being up on a rock, like a stone pillar, and being the pinnacle of the castle, and having your soldiers' quarters and your defenses down on the bottom. I don't know. I think it's a cool layout. I like how it builds into the wall that's going to surround the city eventually. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the medieval stuff, or the Middle Eastern stuff. It's, like I said, it's not super fleshed out. It's got a lot more here than nothing, but it's got a lot of work to be done. All that area needs to be filled. And it probably will never be, because all 10 of you that watch this, I'm not going to make you sit through more of these videos. So, let's continue on, I guess. I'll show you the other little niche spots I've worked on, and some of the other little things that I've added to the world, but there's really not much else. I built another little town city, or the starts of one. It's Scandinavian Viking themed, and it goes so straight across the water from our main city, kind of the outskirts of it. You come up to this, and I was starting to work on more of a Scandinavian build, because I was doing something with Vikings, and I thought that they were really cool, and their medieval houses were really neat, so started working on that. It's really, really, really rough. A couple of trees, a handful of buildings, but that's about it. So eventually, my plan, I was kind of picked this area because all this whole valley I figured I could fill with houses and buildings, and then this would be the castle up here, the keep up on that mountain. So that's the plan for over here, if I ever choose to play Minecraft again, or maybe they can update the game and make it fun again. And then I think over here is the last little bit of anything I've done in this world. Let me see if I'm even going in the right direction. Yeah, here we go. So, way out here, probably 2,000, 3,000 blocks away from spawn, I was working on another castle. This one I wanted to build, and this one's not modeled after anything. This is kind of just, I was building structures. I wanted to build a chapel. And then I was thinking, with the little town down there, I'm going to build this up on its own mountain. Obviously, it's floating right now. Build a mountain underneath of it, and then kind of lay out this whole area as more of an Italian or Mediterranean themed medieval build. But obviously, that's on the back burner. But yeah, this castle's, I mean, it's not poorly built. It's got quite a bit here, actually. Invested a little bit of time. I really like this gatehouse. This gatehouse came out really nice. Nice and symmetrical, but it seems detailed, I guess, even though it's all stone and it's not super fancy. Eventually, this is going to be the Great Hall and the palace. I was trying to figure out how to lay it all out without making it too congested and make it make sense. This is how you get up into the gatehouse. Goes up into some towers. So, and then go over here. This is like I don't know, barracks or something. Empty, obviously. And then up here we've got a little hangover that goes. So this is the royal palace. It connects here. This building will kind of a little greenhouse looking thing, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, this building is kind of cool. It's keeping to the theme. And then come through this way. So underneath that little passover, we got a little well. And then this is like the library tower. I think just the first floor is furnished, but it's going to be, I don't know, where the books are kept and where the scholars or the mage or whatever, whoever lives. This is like, I was thinking of a little rose garden, just kind of neat with some archways going through. And then this is going to be an armory or a barracks or something. And then down here, once I build more of the mountain down, I wanted this to be a gun battery or catapults or ballistas or something looking out onto the ocean. I think that would be kind of cool as like a lower section of the fort. This is probably just going to be another garden. Maybe the wall would be built up a bit more. This building is kind of like, it's got a shooting gallery. Maybe this is apartments or storage building, and then the top floor of it could be more barracks or some kind of living quarters. But you got a little archer shooting gallery, and if I stick with the Italian theme, it'd be crossbowmen, which would be kind of neat. And then this is my chapel that I built. I really wanted a white marble chapel. I don't remember. I think I was studying architecture and artwork from Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and all those guys at the time. So it's kind of where that came from, I guess. It was inspired by the marble look, so I tried to figure out a nice marble build pattern. Alright, and then the last little section of this build, another little shooting gallery thing to overlook the entryway, and then this is maybe there's some slots to shoot out into the main yard if they're getting attacked or whatever, and it goes up into a little tower with not much in it. But it's the little things. It's the little things. Alright, so yeah, that's your real estate tour. If you want to inquire about the property, you can call me if you can figure out what my number is. Yeah, we can talk pricing, and you can purchase property wherever. Obviously, it's all empty, so you're gonna have to bring your own furniture, and no, you do not get your security deposit back. So yeah, thanks for watching. If for some reason somebody watches this and wants to see something else, or wants me to build something, or give them some kind of tutorial on how I built something, or whatever, just comment or message me privately, and I'll see what I can do for you. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I hope that you have a terrible rest of your day.